and the one fish, two fish, and the one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish, and a red fish, blue fish. Okay, I think I'm in camera there. Okay, I think I'm in camera there. Little overcast. Okay, I think I'm in camera. Get that off. Let's go double check YouTube. Okay, I think I'm in camera. Get that off. Let's go double check YouTube. Hey, Charles. And today is the, I want to say, 82nd anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy. This is probably the most famous D-Day photo out there. So we're going to use that as the wallpaper today. We are we are working on the Battleborn. We're going to work a little bit on Battleborn. Then I'm going to start the tennis set. We're going to do a tennis outfit. Kind of a crop top with a skirt, tennis racket, shoes, and I guess I'm going to do kind of a visor hat. I think we'll do that. So that's the tennis outfit. But first things first, let's give Charles a shout out. Not that there's anybody else here, but you never know. And then we're going to be working a little in Daz. I'm going to do some thumbnails and maybe a little bit of rigging for the Cuirass, and the which I am purposely mispronouncing apparently, and also a little bit of work on the belt. I think I'm going to rig some bones into the belt is what I'm thinking. I'm leaning towards that to get the so when we put the scabbard on it, you can bend the scabbard holder. Anyhow, let's we'll do Genesis 9. I don't know if I'll probably do the Genesis 8 stuff tomorrow. So we're going to do a little bit of rigging. We're going to make thumbnails. Then we're going to work on a tennis set. I think maybe I'll block out the racket. Maybe we'll work on the racket. Yeah. And then Monday, maybe we can do the outfit. Marvelous designer. Uh, Anyhow, where are we with this? You know what? I'm going to do the thumbnails first. Let's do that. Let's set this up for thumbnails. And and the thumbnail works for everything. I'm going to rename you because you're just a utility. Also, I think I'm going to might add some trims in here. So let's pop in here and rename all of this stuff. Because what I'm going to do is let's do this. I'm going to say Battleborn. We're going to say 01. Then I'm going to say 00 for the specials. You can't see all of that because part of it's covered with chat. We're going to rename it the Power Renamer. We're going to say Battleborn underscore. And I'm going to replace that. Did I misspell Battleborn? Oh no, there's no underscore in there. There's just a space. Actually, I'm going to say Battleborn outfit. I think we'll do that. No, I'm going to say Battleborn. Yeah, we'll just do this. I'm going to say Battleborn 01. Control V. 01 space. And then we're going to change some of this to O2s and some of it will become, well, these won't become, I'll add some, I'm going to add a trim to the skirt, which I haven't done yet. And I think I'll just do that as an LIE. Anyhow, let's apply that. I don't need that. I actually don't need, I'm going to just put that off to the side for a second. We'll do a refresh. And the reason I do that is I want this to be 00. So I'm going to rename that and that 01. This way it shows up at the front of the list. Like so. This just adds the cool ornate bumps. I'm going to set up, so we're here, let's dial you in to the female shape. Let's get the clothes on her. we'll do everything. I'm going to have to do these one at a time. That's okay. I'm trying to, because the script isn't going to do what I think I need it to do. Or maybe I just do all the thumbs. No, I'm going to do these now. Never mind. People. Yo, open set. Dude, how have you been? It's one of the coolest cats on Twitch. I'm working on an outfit. I'm going to do thumbnails. It has boots. It has a skirty bottom thing. Just enjoying the start. Oh, I'm doing well. Happy summer break. I would say happy D-Day anniversary day, but that's inappropriate, I think. It is the D-Day landings 82nd anniversary, I believe. Operation Overlord started June 6th, 1944. Now I put the belt on. I still have to work on the pauldrons. Here, we'll do the headband. I still have to play the texture of the headband. I still have to work on pauldrons. I'm just going to line this scabbard up in here. I'm going to put the sword in this hand and the shield in that hand. Let's... So I'm going to make thumbnails of this outfit, and this is something that I'll sell it as. Let's rotate you down like so. Bring you around like that. I'm just going to... Eventually, I will fit this better. But for right now, for the purpose of thumbnails, I'm just going to set it up like this. I'm not going to put the sword in it. We're going to put the sword in a hand. I'm not using DAS 6 yet, no. I haven't spent the time to download it. Now that it's official, I probably should, though. Okay, so let's put the sword in the left hand. And we'll put the shield in the right hand. Actually, I'm going to flip those. I'm going to put the sword in the right hand. And I like the shield showing up more like that. Okay, and I'm going to bring this arm down a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, this is what we're going to make the thumbnails from. I just need to make sure I have everything in the scene selected. A word of warning, if you're going to use dim, save out the version you have now. Once you change it, it won't let you change back. At least that's the way, until you get used to it, you can set up. I'm sorry, what is that? If you use dim and save out the version you have now, because once you change it, it won't let you change back. And that way, at least until you get used to it, you can set the other one up so you can operate it. I thought you could install both at the same time. Was that not the case for you? Or am I not quite understanding? Large paragraphs hard for me to read these days. All right, I need the headband. I need the sword. I need the shield. I need the scabbard, the pauldrons, the belt, the cuirass, the boots, and the boots. There we go. I think I've got everything selected. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm going to get rid of those eyes. There's some eyes in here somewhere. And then I have to reselect everything. I'm going to do that. I'm going to hide Jenny here. Not being that they've dropped it as an official thing. If you update, you're going to only have 6. Oh, is that what? Only have 6. That's what I said. I was going to go into your dim folder and save out the version that you have now. Yeah, I mean, before I install it, I've got to make sure that this stays around. That's for sure. I think I've got everything selected. Oh, is this my thumbnail? This isn't you know what I'm going to do? File, save as, scene. You know what? I started doing thumbs. I'm going to do this as a thumbnail. O2 thumbnail. Save that. And actually, we're going to render out tip files and then convert them into thumbnails. So we come up here to render settings, and we're going to set you to 256. You have every version 410 all the way through to 25. Yeah. Yeah. I know there's ways to do it, so I got to make sure that I don't overwrite this. I know that. 256, 256. We're going to pop over here in the materials, and I'm in the wrong folder, so I'm going to come over here to materials, and we'll just click on that, and everything should change. There we go. We're going to render that. Oh no, I don't want to see the ground. We're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to turn the ground plane off in the render environment. I do want to see the background, but I don't want to see the ground. Yo, Napsmore, how are you doing? Never upgrade to the first version of anything. Yeah, I don't know. I did install Blender 5.0. It was probably 5.01 by the time I got to it, though. But with Blender, it's just easy. The other ones just keep building up in the background. It doesn't overwrite itself like Daz likes to do. Daz is much more handy, and Daz knows better. Oh no, you don't want to use the old one. We're going to overwrite that for you. I mean, at least with Marvelous Designer, I can do Marvelous Designer installs, thank God, without overwriting the old one because they keep janking up each new version. It's kind of nice to have the new tools in Marvelous Designer, but they keep breaking the OBJ exporter. Dude, come on. But fortunately, I can just go back and open that up. So I have to do that. When I install 6, I'm going to make sure it's not an overwrite. I don't know. I'll ask Jay when it comes time to that. I'll pop over into Jay's Discord and make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, I don't do that. I haven't had the need to, I think is what it comes down to. If you got projects that are reliant on old scripts and things, I can see you doing that though. Is this good to go? I think this is good. We're rendering. I think I have to do this. I'm not sure about some of these colors. I think I might update some colors and resave. I think I'm going to do gold, and I want to redo my silver. And I still got to do some trims. So anyhow, let's save you. We're in promos. We don't want to be in promos. We want to be, I don't know, in here maybe? Yeah, I want to be in here. I'm going to overwrite that black. There we go. Now we're cooking. Daz wants money. They don't want you to be able to use. That's true. Control R. All right, that's the bronze. Yeah, old scripts, because they tend to break scripts from time to time, don't they? I've noticed that. And if somebody stops supporting the script, yeah, it becomes problematic. Did I save that? I didn't save that. You're bronze. You're gold. I'm going to make an alt gold. My gold right now is gold and green. I'm going to have it gold. I'm going to kind of make a gold leather and a gold uh, fabric. Also, I don't like that green. I think I want to make that darker. I'm going to go ahead and run it as a thumb for now, though. I didn't render my thumb, did I? Okay, the chest, oh, the chest plate didn't get changed. God damn it. And I deselected everything. Oh no. Let's try this again. That's better. This, I would if I could, but Daz won't let me. When I was selling at Renderosity, these were 512, but Daz wants them to be 256, and I can't get a product passed through testing if it's not. But I agree. They're too. At least they give you the tip file, which is better than just that 91 by 91, but still. All right, that's the silver version. I want to make an alt blue version of that. Or we're going to do maybe the leather in blue and the fabric in blue to go with the silver. Because I tried to make this kind of a light blue, but my silvers have been looking too close to white. But I don't know. We'll do an alt silver or silver and blue or something. Do that. I was thinking this was going to be my hero texture, but this is more or less the same colors I used for the rose blade. So I think I'm gonna maybe make the gold the hero texture. Oh, it's awful shiny. I just like the steel and the brown. It's just I think that's what it just comes down to. And then of course we have our white, which looks an awful lot like the silver. The silver has a touch of blue and the white doesn't, but that's when you do the metallic white, it's shiny like the silver. But I gots to have the white. This way, if you know what you're doing, you can just come in here and change the color tint to do a quick and easy recolor that way. The white's a bit brighter than the silver. I'm not going to use LIEs for the warrants here. I've been playing with the LIEs for doing warrant textures, but there's just too many weird parts. So I think it's just easier just to make these complete set. It comes down to how many files the user has to look at to do things. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. I'm only going to add decorative trim, I think, onto the skirt. And actually, I have ornaments that will pop the bump maps on his. We'll show that off in a little bit here. Anyhow, that's the worn black. Moving along. So, worn bronze gets to be that cool corroded green color. It's kind of unique that way. So that makes the worn bronze unique from all the others. That's another reason why LIEs are a little wouldn't quite work. If I just apply a generic over the bronze, I wouldn't be able to do this. Just swap out for a completely green corroded texture instead. Whereas everything else I've just kind of got dirt maps on. All right, that's the Warren green and gold. Here's the Warren silver. So that goes there. This is the Warren steel and brown. Okay, when I get these done, we're going to open up Substance and I'm going to make alt versions of the gold and the silver. Basically, we're going to change the leather colors and the fabric colors. All right, that was the Warren steel and silver. So I'm going to end up with like 14. That's the Warren white. And the way these are set up, you can apply them to just any part or everything all at once. Right now I have everything selected so that it applies to everything. All right, that's the Warren white. All right, let's launch Substance here and make the alt gold and the alt silver versions. Also, I think I'm going to set up my trim. I want to do a gold trim. I'm thinking I might do it as an LIE for the trim, but I haven't quite settled on that yet. Hum diddy hum diddy hum diddy hum. Which just basically means I need to do a. I'm thinking. I'm launching Substance Painter. That's right. That's Photoshop. That's Substance Painter. There we go. All right, let's set that up so we can still see chat. File. So Battleborn was the last thing I was working on here. I think. Did I just open up the wrong one? I think I did because that's got a space in it. Let's see what pops up here. I might have opened up the wrong file. Let me file recent. No, that's fine. So this is the gold and the green. So I want to actually turn the green into kind of like a little bit darker version of the gold. And same thing with the leather, I think. Or do I want to keep? Well, let's do the fabric first. Um, so we're going to come over here to gold, and I'm going to just duplicate that. I'm going to call that gold alt. And then we're just going to tweak. Um, Somewhere in here, there's the fabric. We're waiting for this to get caught up. Also, I want my fabric to be darker, so I'm gonna probably resave that. I'm not happy. I want a darker green. So I think I'm gonna close this for just a second. We're gonna pop back to the original. And I don't need the. I'm only gonna change. You know what? I think, and I'm gonna make the boots. Yeah, we're gonna make the boots the same color too. Is this kind of? Um, I've already forgot what I'm doing. I wanted to do the darker green. We're going to do the darker green first. And let's take a look at you with the gold and the green. I want to see if I want to change the boots or not. Or if I'm happy with the color. I think that's going to be fine. I'm going to zoom in. We're going to do a quick render here. That green's a little brighter than I like. Now I'm just being neurotic about colors. I know. You know what? I think I'm going to make that a little darker too. I know that's hard to see on stream. Let's stop that. All right, let's pop back over and do here. So we are working in here. I think I just changed the wrong green. That's okay. So we're gonna make you darker. Maybe not quite that dark. And then you're gonna be almost black. That makes that dark. Somewhere in here is this leather. So I'm gonna make you a bit darker. You a little darker. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to save this twice because we have to do the worn version. Control-Shift-E. I'm just going to do a base color UDIM and export that. And I think I only need to grab 2 of the maps. The others are fine. We're going to come back over here. I'm going to look. I got to see what I named this stuff. So we're going to run down to the right in here. I just called that gold and worn gold. Okay. Open up the output directory. Right in here, that's going to be worn gold. Likewise, I'm going to change the boots are down here. Okay, these maps I don't need. They didn't change. All right, now we're just going to save the clean version. So we'll toggle off the dirt. And this will just be gold. And then the others, I think I'll make gold alt. Control-Shift-E. Export. Put that off to the side. All right, open up the output directory. Okay, we don't need you guys. I lost something. What the hell? I get the feeling that name change didn't stick. Damn it. I gotta resave the dirty ones again. Okay, back into here. Put the dirt back on and export that out again. Yeah, while that's happening, I'm going to look up gold color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sample colors from, I'm probably going to make him this, so it's a little darker than what the rest of the outfit is. So I'm going to put that over on screen too, where I can sample those later. export. Okay, you I don't need. Actually, and these I don't need. You need to be renamed. Okay, so this is a slightly darker green. And so I'm going to hide that, bring this back up. And we're going to come over here to the boots first. And I'm just going to take that and sample. What if I sample that color? And this is kind of a highlighter color. So you know what, I'm going to maybe pop it like that. So it comes out kind of looking like that. I'm going to turn the dirt off so I can kind of see. And that's kind of what I'm going to go for. It's kind of the gold, but it's a little bit darker. Starting to lean towards olive. Well, now we'll just do the fabric. Not that, right here. So I need a dark color. Let's try that to start with, and then that. And I have no idea why that's red. What the hell, dude? Seriously. I think that's going to be the alt gold. I'm going to go with that. My sword. I'm not saving the sword, so I don't have to worry about it. Never mind. We're just updating the boots and the skirt. And we've got our Sarah mug out today. Open the output directory. Okay, I don't need you, you, and you. You become gold alt. And you become gold alt. That's just the map name. I won't call that. In that studio, it'll just say gold. Because the gold and green one says gold and green, I think. Or green and gold and green, something like that. So that's good. All right, now we need the dirty version of that. So we just turn our dirt back on. Save that. This will be the worn. It's still trying to catch up on the preview, but that's okay. It's starting to do the export. Dum 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 dum. Okay, over here. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. You become worn gold alt. You also become worn gold alt. Okay, that's the alt gold. The silver, we're just going to change the blue. I'm not going to. I updated the green on this one. I don't have to make new files for that, although we might redo the thumb. But those are override existing. Okay, put that away. Close that. Come over to here. Hide that. Let's bring the silver. Let's actually dupe the silver. That's going to become silver alt. activate that like so. There's a silver version of the sword, but we're not updating the sword. We're just updating the boot color and the skirt color. And I'm just going to do those in... There's the fabric. So we're going to make these blues. Chris likes dark colors, so we're going to do these in darker. Bring this way down here. Should... Oh, I do actually want to... You know what? Do I want to make these all the leather blue? In which case I'm going to replace all the... We're going to make alt maps for all of it. I think so, which means I got to come over here to the sword and make sure the sword's turned to silver. And then I'm just going to make all the leather blue. Yeah, we're just going to make all the leather blue. Actually, was that what I was doing before? Base color. You're not changing color. Am I in the right? Oh, that was a normal. Damn it. I had to change this color. There's your problem, buddy. Is that changing all the leather? No, that's just changing. I gotta turn the dirt off. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, okay, I see what. That one right there, that needs to be adjusted. Well, that changes all the leather. Never mind. Probably good. Oh, and I should probably change those. Which one of you? That. And this. I can't tell. Which one are you? Is that just because of my highlighter? No. Oh, it's this right here. I think. What are you? Oh, no. There I go. I think that'll probably work. That's going to be the alt silver. Okay, let's export you out twice. Control Shift E. Yep. Export. I think I just need to. I'm going to do all of it. So I do need all of these, and all of these are going to become alt silver. Actually, I don't need that one because that doesn't change. And I don't need the shield. There's a little spot of blue, but I'm not going to worry about that. I do want to have an alt silver version of this because it's got the blue scabbard. So this would be silver alt. This. So that'll become silver and blue. Then we need the dirty version, the worn version. So we just clip you back on and Control Shift EU and export. And come over here and wait. I want to have a little bit of a bagel. Okay, we don't want those two. And then we do want this. Actually, let me start over here. And I'm just going to say worn. Alt silver. Worn. Alt silver. Now I've got to make 4 map files for these. What just became worn alt silver? Oh no, you don't. You stay silver. What the hell? I clicked on the wrong one. All right, these are all good. Now we got to put these in the appropriate folder. I'm gonna hit save on you. We're gonna close substance down. As soon as there we go. All right, we're gonna put these in the appropriate folders over here. We're broken down by the UDIMs over here. I'm gonna just slide here. Let's slide you kind of like that. I just need to be able to see these. And let's see if I can get this. So what I want is the 1, 1, 1. So I'm grabbing the 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. That's a 5. I think these are all good. So we'll just move these over here. So we're replacing the gold with the dark green gold. Here are 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Those go over here into the boot folder. Placing the gold. I shouldn't get a conflict with these two. This is just the new green, just for the sword. So I'm going to move that there. Should be good. All right, let's cancel you. I'm going to hit save on this. We'll come back to this. I got to open up the old thumbnail because it's got my matte object in it. Battleborn thumbs. There we go. So I don't know if you can see it, but I've got this object, which is basically all the parts set up, so I can use this for making map files that will then apply to everything. So we're going to do the alt version of the gold first. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to change the color of the boots and the skirt. I'm going to leave the belt brown. These are going to stay brown, and that's going to stay brown. So I'm going to, so here, we'll come over to the surfaces. I had this organized with subsets, so I can quickly just come over here to the boots and update the boot color with what we just saved. So we'll run over here to the boots. So we just saved that. Actually, I'm doing the, I'm going to do the alt version, right? So here's the alt gold. And now we've got the new boot color. Then we're just going to focus in here, but I don't want the belt. And I don't want the I can't even pronounce it. Little leather strappy things. I want the pants, and I want the pant trim. I want the skirt trim, and the waist. And we'll come over here, and we're looking for the alt gold, and I'm just going to drop that in. And now we've got the alt gold color ready to go. Now we're going to save this as a material file. Material preset. So gold and green, it's just going to become gold. Like that. And we'll just uncheck any simulation settings that might be in there. Save that. Impatiently wait while this gets saved. Well, that sword's supposed to be gold. Maybe not. No, that's fine. All right, we'll have a little bit of bagel while this is saving. And we'll wash it down with a bit of coffee. And I'm going to disable the CMS in a minute here. This is going way too long. I should have did that to begin with. But then I got a little bite of bagel out of it. Okay. There we go. All right. That was too slow. We can make this a lot faster. Stop CMS. We're going to say smart because I've had problems using the other options. Accept that. All right. Gonna get cleaned up. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, Charles. I hope you just said that. I think I just saw it change. All right, let's do the Warren Gold. So same drill. Pop over to surfaces. I'm gonna do that, and I can just swap the Warren. Somewhere in here. That one right there, the alt gold goes in for the boots. And then we'll update the, here I can just do, I want the pant trim, the skirt trim, and the waist. Oh, that was supposed to be, I used the wrong map for that. Dang it. I need the Warren Gold boot map, that one right there. Okay, now we should be good. That looks fine. All right, that's the gold, the worn gold. Save as a material file. So I am looking for worn gold. Make sure we don't have any simulation settings. See, that was so much faster. Now we're going to update the silver with the blue. We'll do the boots first because I'm in the boot folder right now. There we go. That's the alt silver. And then we'll update the sword. We did do a, there it is. Updated the sword. Okay, now we're going to update just the this stuff. I'm not going to, no, I'm going to just update the whole thing. Do I want the belt to be, yeah, we're updating the whole thing. Never mind. I'm going to have a blue belt. There we go. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hey, Willie, how are you doing? Just popping in to say hi. Hi. How goes the house? He's probably already popped away already though. Silver and blue. Save that. Material preset. Right there where it says silver, we're gonna add the word blue behind it. Silver and blue. Uncheck simulation settings and accept that, and it's done. Now let's put the worn silver on here. Next Tuesday, you officially own it. Yay! And there's much rejoicing. All right, let's I need the worn alt silver color there. We need the worn alt silver color there. And we need the worn alt silver color for the boots. There's the alt silver. We, mainly me, named that house Hayashi. Is that just a name or is there a meaning to that? Material preset. Is that the main character from Ultraman, Hayashi? The guy who would stand there holding his pen in the air? Um Silver blue, worn silver blue. Hayashi means forest or grove in Japanese. Oh, across the streets of forest. Nice. All right, uncheck our simulation settings and accept that. All right, we got to make some thumbnails now for the new ones. So let's do, we're going to open this back up. Oh, I zoomed in. I don't want to be zoomed in. I want to be right about there to make our thing. Now we have to select all our parts again. Gonna have something to eat. We'll leave the stream, but on lurking. All right, thanks, Willie. Catch you later, buddy. Okay, I think this is good. See how that looks. Yeah, I actually like that. Control R. What is it? It's a little after 2. You know what? I think I'm going to set up the LIEs too. And then we'll work on a tennis outfit. Maybe tennis racket. Um, Control R that. And save hue over gold. Okay, we have silver and blue. Control R that. And save that over that. Okay, now we need the worn version, the worn gold. And save that. I'm not sure if I was saving over the right thing or not. That one right there. Okay. And worn silver and blue. And then we can make our thumbnails out of these. All right. Browse folder location. So we're going to swap out janky thumbs with the good thumbs. Oh, I got to still do that. We'll come back and get that one in a minute. That's the... Actually, we're going to make the decorative trim LIEs. So all those go away. I'm going to come up here, just grab all of these and resize them. Does that say, that's 16? Is that, did I end up with 16? I did, because I added 4 to 12, right? Okay. Um, Resize. Where's my resize? Resize right there, image resizer. It doesn't name it right, but we'll clean that up in a second. So that gives me all my 91 by 91 thumbs. I'm going to switch you, sort by date, so I get all my thumbs, my teeny thumbs all grouped up here together. I'm going to rename you guys. We're going to replace tip def duff with dot duff. I don't have a dot duff sitting there, do I? Dot duff. And that's what these are. Okay, and then apply that. And then we come back over here, do a refresh. Yay! We still have to do that. I'm going to do that in a minute here. I closed Substance down and I probably didn't need to do that just yet. I picked up a whole bunch of trims, Greek trims on ArtStation, so we're going to look at those and figure out what I want to run along the edge of the skirt. So I'm going to add a pattern to the edge of the skirt that we can add with an LIE. And we're going to do it in gold and silver. And Chris is looking for Substance Painter. There it is. Also, I'm going to go take a look at this resource. Did I not win E? And where did I save you guys? I moved it to another folder somewhere called Purchased Assets. There it is. And I picked up this. It doesn't have the name there. Is this the trims? Oh, this is the trims. Oh, their own Photoshop files. I can probably convert those. But there's a. Is that it right there? I think there's a catalog. Oh, now everything's running slow. Oh, bother. Nope, that's the wrong one. So where's the one with the pre... What are you? Maybe it was in this... Oh, there they are. So these are these Greek trims. There's too much on these. That one looks like it's even bent. So we're gonna so I'm just looking at kind of these center parts, and we're gonna take the rest of it off. So we're gonna actually do a little bit of work in Photoshop, and I've been kind of doing a theme. So if I can find something that works with, we'll take a quick look at. So I'll show you. We'll take a look at the armor here, and there's this. So I have these patterns that become bump maps. This is a bump map for the armor. So if I can kind of find this kind of element, I would kind of run it along the edges. So that's kind of what we're looking for. If not, I'll just do something that looks kind of close. But it'd be nice if I could find something that looks like that. So I might 103. Let's keep track of 103. I kind of like that. Maybe I'm going to go with 156 instead. I think there's how many are there? Are there like 300 of these? No. How many of these do I have? It just keeps going. Actually, I like the 228. 228. That's currently my favorite. 228. Unless if I find something that looks exactly like that pattern. I mean, I could always make my own pattern out of that. But I think I'm just going to go with one of these pre-made. Am I at the end? I'm not at the end yet. Okay. What did I say? 228? Is that currently my... And I just have to figure out where they hit it. Oh, I kind of like that. 228 or 5. I'm gonna go with 530. 530. What are there, like 700 of these? $530 is what I'm leaning towards right now. Oh, there's 50 per page. Well, actually, that looks kind of 630. Yeah, maybe 630. I'm going to clean these borders off, but that little kind of loopy thing I'm liking. So I'm thinking 630 is my winner. is what I think I will. Unless I find something that actually has sort of that element in it. Oh no, there's more. It just keeps going. What are those, like 1,000 of these things? And you can't see all of them because I've got because I got it kind of covered off to one side. Sorry about that. I should probably just call 6:30 the winner and get going with it. 950. I kind of like that, not for this one. These will come in handy later on too. I kind of like that, but I don't think. I think 6:30 is what I'm gonna go with today. And now I'm at the end. Okay, let's find out where this 6:30 is hidden. So it's not in there. Did I not? Let's do date modified. There's that. Did I not? Did I not get a PNG of this? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I do have PNGs of this. No, no, that was PNGs of those. That's 115. Wait, so does that only go to... Oh, I only got like from 700 and something on, right? So 630. I didn't actually buy that because it was split up into... Oh, so I have to look at 1,000 to 700. All right, let's go back and take a look at those. Apparently, it was split up into groups. So we'll start here and work our way back. From like 700 or so. 700's right there. Okay. I'm looking for something a little thicker, a little more simple, not too complicated. Kind of looks like those kind of little loopy things. Maybe 796. You know what? 866. I kind of, it's a little more complicated than I really want. But I think for what I'm doing, I might go with that. $950. Maybe you. Let's do 981. I want to go 981. All right, let's work on that. So back over here. Indeed, that's the wrong one. This is over here. Should be 981. I'm going to convert that over to a PNG, and we're going to clean off those edges. And I'm going to load that up in the substance and turn it into a path. And we can run that along the skirt. Here's where the 2D proxy comes in handy. So I'm going to get rid of... So I don't want that. And I don't want these line border elements, but they're easy enough to get rid of, right? We'll just fill those in with black. Is it Shift F5? Foreground color. Control D. This has a slight variation to it, so we're just going to... Do I want to do this as a height map as well? You know what? I am going to do this as a height map as well. I'm not sure what my orientation needs to be. I think we can just rotate these later. Let's find out. Let's get this up and going here. So the 3D pen can only be used in 3D space. You can't actually use it in 2D space, but it's really the powerful pen tool now. So in order to get around with the limitation, because let's face it, trying to get along this edge here on cloth is just going to be tedious. That's why we have this over here. If I turn on the grid, do I get to see the grid on here? Maybe. Or do I have to use the... No, I don't get to see the grid over there. Okay, I have to use my... There it is. This. So I'm going to move all of this. I'm going to move this right up here. Now I can see that edge right in here. So we're going to take our pen tool and run it through here. And I'm going to put a fill layer. It's going to be white. Actually, we're going to turn that to black eventually, but right now I think we'll just leave it. Actually, let's just turn it to black now. So that's going to be black. I'm just going to make a... We're going to save these as color maps, and then we're going to rename them skirt trim. So I need a paint layer like that. And then I can come over here and grab this brush tool. If I do the basic custom ribbon material, let's see how I can work with this. Image orientation. Okay, I can change the image orientation. So that doesn't really make any... So in here I can load in color, height, roughness, metallicity, and we can... I'm not going to blend this into the normal. We are going to blend it into the roughness, metallicity, height, and color. So that works. And I need 2 versions of this. This one's just got a little bit of variation to it, so it can be used as kind of the height map. So I'm going to save you, file, save as a copy. And I'm going to save you as a JPEG. Call you height. And then what I want to do is I want to... Here, let's put this... And then we're just going to fill this in with white and save that as a mask. Save as a copy again, and you're just going to become mask. Okay, let's go load these into Substance Painter. Import resources. Add resources. What drive was that on? You're on the L drive. over here in purchase assets. You were over in here, and can I just say J? No, I can't. Okay. Where'd they go? There they are. I just need those two. And I'll just put that. I'm going to call these both alphas. I'll import those. Custom ribbon material. Can I update? Image input. The start, start, middle, and end are all going to be the same. Oh, there's the material. All right, let's do that. Where's my color? What if I get rid of you? Let's see how this works out. Where's my... All right, so I want you as my alpha. I don't want you, I don't want you, and I don't want you. The color. We'll do that for silver. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make this red. And then I'm going to change it with the hue saturation. The height. We have this height map, so I can use that. So roughness, I kind of want you to be kind of shiny. Maybe not too shiny, and we'll just make it a little bit more metallic. We'll try that. And I'm just going to... And then we've got to adjust this to fit. And what I got? 1, 2. So I'm going to just run along this line here. We'll adjust the scaling on this in a little while. And I got to do this over on the other side as well. I could probably stand to work a little farther off. I'm just going to make this one big long curve because I'm lazy. I could restart it. Actually, you know what? I think I just need this as a mask. Well, I do need just a straight up black and white mask. All right. Let's adjust the size of that. Right here. Let's say 5. We say 3. Kind of like that. I think that'll be good. All right, I'm ready to export this a few times. Do I want to do, you know what? I think I'm going to do the color. I think I'm going to do the color. I'm just going to use a flat color for these. Yeah. Maybe not. No, I'm going to, yeah, we'll use a flat color. Oh, well, we'll see what that looks like. Anywho, I don't need that. We're going to put our hue saturation lightness filter on here. Add filter. And I'm also going to save... We'll save 5 channels. I think I only need the height and the color, though. And the height's so subtle, I might not even use it. I don't actually need the roughness of the metallicity maps. I can just dial those in. I do want the hue and saturation filter in here, though. Okay. Because I'm going to desaturate and take it to white. And we're going to save that as the base color. Control-Shift-E. And actually, I don't think... You know what? I'm just going to do base color, and we're just going to use this as a mask. Let's try that. I need... Doesn't make any difference, because it's going to make all the extra versions anyhow. And I only want to apply this to the one material zone. This is where having a separate surface along the edge comes in handy, because I can just put this on that. All right, I just want to take a look at, where's my, do I still have an export? There's the export. I see it all the way over there. There we go. How are you looking? That's not too bad. I can probably sharpen that up a little bit. Or I can just make this larger. Do I want to just make an 8K map for this? Maybe. Let's take a look at how the 8K looks. Well, I'm going to change this to be we're going to say border. And I'm going to say mask. I'm going to say skirt border. There we go. And then let's see how this... And export that. This will overwrite everything but the first one that we just saved. Export successfully finished. All right, let's take a look at how this looks. You're kind of gray. I can fix that. I don't know why you came out gray just because I changed the resolution. Rude. Let's use the 8K. So I'm gonna copy this. Get rid of these. I'm gonna rename this. I gotta change that color to white. Also, I want to put a space right there. Open you with Photoshop for a second. Open with Photoshop. Control, let's zoom in. Control M. Boop, 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 boop. Probably good. Okay, hit save. All right, I'm going to close Photoshop. I don't need any of this. No. All right, let's cut you and save you into the texture folder over here, but in this one right here. All right, let's set up this LIE as a mask. It doesn't make any difference what the underlying texture is going to be, so I'm just going to use this one. Oh, here, let's just put the, there we go. All right, so we're just going to update this surface right here with what we just did. We're going to tweak the metallicity. Layer image editor. I'm going to add a color, which is going to be a light gray, so it's not completely metallic. Add a color layer. So I'm going to just drag that down into there. We're going to add an image mask. It's what we just saved. Okay, so that should be good for the metallicity. So we're going to accept that. Okay, now we're just going to add to the color. Same thing. We're going to do this twice. We're going to do it once with gold and once with silver. And by gold, I mean, let's do gold first. So we're going to add a color layer. And I'm going to add gold. There we go. That's what I call gold. And we just add our mask. And accept that. I think I hit accept. Was I on the right mask? I'm doing the shield. What the hell? That's not lining up. Why is that not lining up? Oh, it's because the scaling's off. Damn it. It's because I have an 8K map on a 8K map on a 4K texture. Let's save that. Let's just save that down. I'm going to make a 4K map out of this, I think. It's going to be a little fuzzier, though. That's the problem. Can I get this to... Let me see. If I switch you to 8192 and 8192. Okay, it won't do 4K. Never mind. We actually have to do 4K. LIE doesn't support 8K. Maybe it does in a new version, but not here. So image size. 4196. There we go. You know what? That's not too bad. I'm going to just hit save on that. Okay, now let's come back in here and redo this. I'm going to reapply this and we'll just do this from scratch. So we'll do metallicity first. Let me image layer, add a color, make you a light gray. Image mask. See, that looks proper. Are you running off the edge, though? Why is that not lining up? Hey, Willie's back. That looks good there. I need to take a look at one of these maps. Let's see what the Farfignugan. I'm a little off. I did that wrong. What did I do here? How big are you? Image size. 4096. You know what? I probably made this too big. Image size. Oh, that's 4096. 4096. That was my problem. Doy. All right. Never mind. We're setting up LIEs. Let me reload that. There we go. That's better. Accept that. So we've changed our metallicity. Let's change our color. Add a color. Make you gold. Add a image mask. Oh no, I went too fast. Well, there it is. My color didn't stick. I like that. All right, now I'm going to impatiently wait while the color changes. Is good. All right, accept that. Also, we're going to tweak the roughness. And that should give us, there it is. That's the decorative trim that goes on here. And we're going to save a gold version of that and a silver version. All right, let's tweak the roughness. The glossy roughness. Image layer editor. We're going to add a color layer. This is going to be dark gray. We're going to add our mask. And we're going to say okay to that. And I'm going to zoom in and we'll just do a quick like that. So it should be kind of shiny and goldish looking on the edge of the trim there. And I'm going to save that as an LIE. Then we're going to adjust the color to be kind of a light blue for silver. Oh, I want to pop that just a little bit. We're just going to add a little touch of depth to that. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it like that. Never mind. We're good. Click layered image preset. There we go. I'm going to do this with an outfit. Skirt edge. Actually, let's do this. Let's say skirt trim gold. And we'll say LIE on the front of that so we know it's an LIE. And do I want to put the LIE back here? LIE. Save that. And looks good. See, we can kind of take a look at what's going on here. So when that gets, there we go, we saved it already. All right, let's turn it to silver. We'll just pop back into here, layer image editor. Come over here to new color, change that to this. And then we're good to go. Accept that. I'm gonna just do a quick am I happy with that or do I want it to be a little it's going to be good enough. Okay. All right, turn that off. Let's save you as an LIE. And this way, if I change my mind and said do this, all I have to do is swap the mask out, and these don't have to be redone. Boop. Layer image preset. Going to be kind of like you, except you're going to be silver. Accept that. All right, I got to make 2 more thumbnails. We got to make one for the ornate bumps. I'm going to do that here. So let's select everything. I don't actually need everything selected. Come over here. I'll turn it to white. And I'm going to make the color gray. And I'm going to kind of zoom in. And let's come over here to material and apply. Okay, you don't see it, but we just applied this ornate bump map to it. So when I do this, and we're rendering the tip file, so it's really small. Now you can see the way that just pops up the bump maps. Looking good. Save that. Over that. Yeah, yes. All right, we're going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to do it for the skirt trim. So I'm just going to kind of get in here on the skirt. And we'll just turn that all the base gray. I only need this one thing selected. All right, we'll do the gold first. And we'll render that. I should have did the silver. Let's see how this looks, if it pops or not. You know, the background looks a little weird. Why is the background looking weird? What did you do? I'm going to turn this on to iRay. I'm going to regret this, I know. You know what I don't need? I'm good with this. I'm going to save substance and close it down. Get that strain off the system. Okay, why are you not looking like this? Am I getting some sort of weird shadowing? What's going on here? One of these isn't lining up right. That's what's going on. Let's take a look. That says 4096. That looks right. And that seems to be right. My base color. I've got nothing in that. So it's my glossy roughness. Are you still at 41 something? No, you're at 4096. So why are you not lining up? What if I take you off? The metallicity map isn't lining up with the roughness map, and they're the same. It's inconceivable. What the hell? I'm going to troubleshoot this later, I think. I'm going to move on to why are you... This makes no sense to me. You know what? I'm going to... Let's just... let's close this down. I'm going to reopen. And then I'm going to go baby steps and see what's going on here. And I'm not going to go past 3 on this. And then we'll start working on a tennis racket. They're both using the same mask, so I don't know why they're misaligning with each other. Maybe there was something in the LIA I clicked on. You know what it could be is because I had these. No, that's probably it. I'm going to close you down. And, all right, let's reopen. So when I first did this, I inadvertently had the size wrong for the maps, and I'm wondering if it's some sort of stupid persistence with DAS, mucking around with that. So let's open recent, and we'll open up this Thumbs02. Say no. I don't think I saved Thumbs02, so we should be good. And I'm actually just going to rebuild the LIEs in baby steps. And then we'll resave. That's the wrong thing. So I want to see this edge right here. I'm going to just go ahead and take that off. And we'll just come over here. So we'll do the metallicity first. Layered image editor. 4096. So we're just going to add our color layer. Light gray. Add the mask. Accept that. And let's see where it lines up. We should be able to see it. There it is. You know, this is lining up different than it was before. All right, let's do the, let's update the color. Layer image editor. We're just going to add a color layer. We're just going to make you gold. We'll put the image layer mask on that. Iray's got the fans running in the background. Did I add an image mask? You know, let's remove. Let's try this again. Did I do that right? Oh, I might have clicked on color mask instead of a mask, image mask. Are you not? Oh, what is this? Oh, there's my problem. I'm going to cancel that. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Let's try this again. Well, let's add the roughness map. Did I click on the right thing? All right. Add a color. You're going to be dark gray. Add an image mask. There's my mask. That looks good. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, we're going to accept that. Oh, I know. It doesn't have an image map in here. That's why it's being a little... Okay, so those are lining up. So actually, if I put a... I'm going to put a color map in here just so it has something to work with. And then when we add the back color is dark, so that's why that looks funny. And now we'll add the layered image. We'll try that again. There it is. All right, so I'm going to add a color layer. This is going to be my gold. I'm going to add a image mask. It's going to be this. There we go. Going to accept that. Oh, it's metallic. That's why the color's a little weird. Because it's picking up the darker colors in the background. Got it. I might straighten this up a little bit in the corners. But for right now, I think this will be fine. So let's resave you. LIE, layered image preset. I'm going to overwrite the gold. Yes, and should be good. That's saved. All right, let's tweak the color. That'll become the silver. Yep, all right, let's resave the silver. All right, let's select everything that can be selected in here that we see. I'm going to reapply white. Should clear that out. I'm going to put that on for the shader color. Wonder if it has to do with the fact there's no map. All right, let's try this again. So there's the gold. It's the silver. See, this is what it was doing earlier. Okay, let's try this with a... Is it just because when you use these without a texture map, it doesn't know what to do? No, I think it's just misaligning. Maybe not. Maybe it's okay. Am I just getting weird janky artifacts from the temp files? Yeah, I'm just getting weird janky artifacts. Um, I'm gonna put this in black. I'm gonna make these thumbnails, and then we're gonna call it. You're not lining up anymore. What is up with that? Is my displacement map off? I'll go double check that. What if I made my displacement map the wrong size or something stupid like that? You know, that looks fine. I'm just going to do this. Control. Actually, let's back up a little bit. So you can kind of see this is a skirt. And I'm going to render that. It's a little off. I think I'm going to tweak the path a little bit and resave it. Also, I'm not getting a texture in here. I'm going to revisit the black. Oh, I forgot to save my... I haven't rendered yet. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to save over that. All right, I'm going to save over this. We're going to come into here and we're going to clean these thumbs up. Resize. And 1, 2, 3. And do a little rename on those to clean up the names. Come back over to here. Refresh. All right, I'm going to copy all of this. Actually, let's do it from in here. We're going to copy these over to the Genesis 9 folder now. All right, I think that's going to be good. All right, let's go play tennis. I'm done playing around with this for the day. I'm just going to hit save on this and come back to it. My black, I'm not happy with the black. I'm not seeing any. There should be like fabric texture in there, and I'm just not seeing it. Anyhow. So I want to go take a look at my modern server outfit in Daz. I want to take a look at the shoes. I think I'm going to rework those shoes to become tennis shoes, is what I'm thinking. So let's go shopping at Daz. And is it server? I think I call it servers. Yeah, there it is. D-Force MVP server. I want to take a look at my shoes. I think I might start with that and rework it into. No, maybe I just need to. I need some more laces on that, and I want them to be a little bit lower. So I'm probably going to redo. I probably should just rebuild, make new shoes for tennis shoes. I think that's what we're going to do. So I don't think these are a little higher on the ankle. So that I'm not gonna. All right. Anyhow, let's go shopping at Wilson Sports. There's a couple of things. I want a head tennis racket. Head Radical Pro is used by one of the tennis pros. So our tennis racket is going to be this. So I'm going to use that in Blender. So we're going to model against that. This has 16 by 19 strings. I already counted. This actually, I think the dimensions on this, it had dimensions. Deny all cookies. Thank you. Specifications over here. Head size. Oh, that's not a dimension. That's the I need to find dimensions on this thing. Not the that's just square inches of the head. I need the length and the height and stuff like that. Size of it, maybe just size of a tennis racket. Tennis racket dimensions. This will just get me in the ballpark. Um, Maximum length is 29 inches. Width cannot exceed 12 and a half. Well, if the width can't exceed 12 and a half, you can almost bet hitting surface cannot be more than 15 inches long and 11 and a half inches wide. So that gives me, I can almost guarantee then that's 11 and a half inches by 15 inches, and we can set up the rest of it from there. Okay, so we've got that. Also, I'm going to do clothes. I found some stuff over at Wilson Sports. Kind of a crop top with a tennis skirt. Wilson Sporting Goods. Let's go clothes shopping. Also, I'm gonna put a hat on like that. We're gonna include the hat. She's wearing wristbands. Do I want to do wristbands? I don't know. I might do wristbands. I'll take a look at tennis pros and see how many are wearing wristbands. They seem to wear hats a lot. Some of them will wear ball caps. Others, so I'm going to use this because it's a little easier to get hairs to fit into that. With a lot of the ponytails, you can usually, if you can get a higher on the head ponytail, you can probably get it into there. You're going to do women. Let's take a look at skirts. I saw the one I want. I'm not sure if Loki found it or not. I know Loki was talking about a tennis skirt, but what he was calling a tennis skirt was more of a. Wouldn't it be nice if it actually showed the pictures? What the hell, dude? Is it because I'm in dark mode? Can I just toggle you off? There we go. That was the problem. Okay. Everything's still dark gray. cross court skirt. Why are you not clicking on anything? I don't know, let's try to reload. That might be... No, that wasn't it. I don't think that was it. I don't know, let's see what else. I think it was simpler on the sides and the back. Is it a mesh pleat skirt? I don't think that was it. Nope, that's got pleats. That's another cross with pleats in the back. That's got pleats in the back. The one I had, maybe that baseline skirt. Maybe. I saw one that I liked a little better, though. That one's got pleats. Maybe this baseline skirt here. I don't know. I haven't quite decided. I kind of like that. Hold on a second. All right, we're coming back. We're still shopping tennis skirts. I do kind of want to, maybe a top like that, maybe not. I could have sworn I saw what I... This is what happens when you don't save stuff when you see it. That's kind of nice, a rabbit tennis skirt. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Wilson. Tennis skirts. Let's take a look at that. Images. That's a nice... I could have sworn it was a Wilson skirt that I saw that I liked. Maybe it was a Wilson top. It had like splits on both sides. Now I've lost it. Now I can't find it anymore. Wow, it looked cool. I'm not actually going to do the skirt anyhow, but I'm just looking. I think I wanted to match it with a crop top. I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards a baseline skirt, something like that, although I might. And I'm pretty sure I saw it in white. And I kind of thought it was a... You like those tennis size skirts? Even, I don't know, is that too long for Sarah? Tennis skirt, white. Let's do that. And let me say tennis skirt, white Wilson, and see if I can... I could have sworn it was a Wilson skirt I was looking at. And it had like little... I thought it had like little touches of black trim on it. So of course I can't find it anymore. Clever Me would have dropped a link onto my desktop. Did I do that? Was I clever? Uh, I'll look for the skirt later. I think we'll work on doing a tennis racket now. Which is kind of frustrating because I could have sworn, when you see what you like and then you don't bookmark it and then it goes away. Wah. Maybe something like that. Oops, I lost it. Oops, where did it go? That one right there. See, I like the way that... Is that just wrapped around? See, I kind of like this. See, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something like this. We're going to have little pleats in the front. And maybe a couple of little pleats in the back. And I could have sworn I saw something like that at Wilson. Of course, now I'm not finding it anymore. So women... Actually, is there like a category I'm not seeing here? And kind of a tank. Maybe something like that to go with it. Although I might make it a little shorter. Maybe it wasn't Wilson. Maybe that's my problem. Anyhow, they sell rackets, don't they? Tennis. Um, all rackets. What is the 6x19? I like 6x19 because fewer is better. And Chris is worth the $300 tennis racket. Dang. Anyhow, let's go back to let's save this and go from here. Open image in new tab. There we go. Looks like L. Let's take a look at that. Sportswear, everyday clothing. Clothes. Reject all. Clothes. Clothes. Women. Sport tennis. Yo, Tesno Pesno, how are you doing? So you do need a visor. Did this not say skirts and dresses? We'll take a look at skirts and dresses. We're looking for tennis short. Tailored skirt white. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put pleats in the front and the back. I'm probably inventing my own is the way I'm kind of heading in this direction. It'll look kind of like that, except, you know what, that's that kind of, this has pleats in the front and we'll put pleats in the back. And so a little sew there, then a little pleat out, a little sew here, then a little pleat out. We'll put a wide band just underneath the navel. We're starting a tennis outfit. They don't make them in Italy anymore now, though. All China made. Oh, tops. And I'm probably going to go with a shorter crop top because that's just the way we do this stuff in Dazzy World. Like that. Probably do a kind of a bra top kind of thing to go with our skirt. And then we'll add the tennis hat. Okay, and we're going to do the tennis racket now. So did I save my tennis racket somewhere? Nope, that's Into the Jaws of Death. That's the name of this. Let's just save you right there. All right, let's get Blender going here. Let's see how far we can get on a tennis racket. And I had dimensions. What did we say? 11.5 by something. There was like, here it is. This is one of these AI things, but hitting surface must not be more than 15.5 inches, 39.37 by 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a circle that's going to be this size, and we're going to line our reference up with that. And that'll give us our thing to go with. So let's Control A. I'm going to do mesh, and this is just a guide. I'm going to do a cylinder. Come over here. So here's the dimensions. I'm going to do an X dimension of 0.03937, 0.03937. Wait, 0.3937. I think that's, there we go. And then we're going to set the, and that's the, I got the wrong measurement there. Right here, 0.3937. And then 2921. Okay, so that's the head of our tennis racket. And we're going to kind of line that up somewhere in there. The tennis racket, when we get down, will be facing flat, because and then we put the center of it right there where you hold it. But for right now, we're just going to set this up back in here, and then let's get in our reference. What am I doing? I'm Shift A, image, reference, desktop, date modified. Nope. No, I didn't want desktop. I want downloads. Date modified. There it is. I see it. I see you. I'm going to put the center of this object right there. Oops. And then we're just going to reshape this a little bit. Are you the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks like the center right there. Oh, this whole thing's too big. Let's move you. Oops, damn it. Thing with the 3D cursor is I forgot to turn it off, so of course it moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be our center right there. All right, let's click off of that. Let's kind of get you lined up on this. Okay, so I'm going to set origin to, actually, you know what? Let's move you so you center up on that. And let's move the 3D cursor to right there. It's probably good. Now we'll just scale this on the cursor. Nope, let's set the center of origin. Oh, no, over here, over here. There we go. That's pretty close. Right about in there. All right, that's how big my racket needs to be. I'm just going to set it kind of there for now, and then we'll work from here. Do I need this shape? You know what? I'm going to keep this. This is going to be the start of that, the head for the racket. Let's tab it. Let's tab in. Let's scale on the Y. Nope. Scale on the Y. My orientation's all goofy, isn't it? I need to do global. Scale on the Y. Why is my 3D cursor not oriented by default with the global? I don't know. Let's move you to... Nope, that's 3D cursor. Let's move you to... Is that right? You all are in the wrong spot. Oh my, everything's wrong. You go there. Let's reset the set origins geometry. There we go. Put you there. Now we're ready though. I gotta tweak the shape of this a little bit because I want it to fit this a little. It's not quite symmetrical up and down, is it? It's a little wider towards the top than it is on the bottom. I'll probably grab a couple points here and we'll use a little proportion editing, pull that out. Switch you to X-ray, go into point mode. I'm going to grab these points right here, activate proportional editing, scale X, and adjust that fall off. I'm probably good there. Okay, I want a little, just a touch wider on the top. Right through here, I think. All right, I think that's going to be a good starting shape. Let's just select this edge. Am I in? Let's set that back to median. I'm not sure how thick a tennis racket's supposed to be. We can resize it later, I suppose. Faces along normal. So I'm going to pull that out. We'll grab these and we'll just bridge those. Am I not seeing my bridge in here? 3. Right click, bridge faces. There we go. I'm going to steal this and use it to build out these two arms, and then we'll come down and work on this. I just want this little edge right in here. Shift D. I'm just gonna, oops, I got proportional edit going. So I'm gonna move you over here. I'm going to just do an extrude G and X. I'm going to kind of line this up and then we'll mirror it over. I should probably You know what? Mirroring this should be good. Is that right? No, it's not, because I have 16, and this side has to be a little bit, these strings have to be a little bit different. I can mirror the racket, though, down here. Or maybe not. You know what? I'm just going to manually. And then this attaches to 1, 2, and 3. So I have to kind of figure out a way to bring these 3. Maybe I'll put a cut through here. And yeah, all right. I am going to mirror this for a little while. The strings are going to be a little tricky. But, you know, we'll just get rid of these. I'm going to put that over there. Let's come over here. Nope, that's the wrong thing. We'll come back to that later. Generate mirror. And RY90. I want to do this. I'm going to tweak the shape of this in a second here, but I kind of want to build this out like that. All right, I'm going to put a split in there. Grab these guys. Bring you over here. You're going to line up a little bit better. You know what? You could probably be a little bit thicker. Likewise, I think my racket needs to be a little thicker now that I think about it. Let's put my 3D cursor. No, let me do this. I need to clean up the top and the bottom on this when I get done, but anyhow, am I not selecting that whole? Some days I just can't click on what I want to click on. Why am I not? That's what I wanted to click on. My thickness is just off a hair, I think. I want it to be maybe a little bit thicker. So I think I'm going to do that. So, and then I don't need this and this. Dissolve those edges. I have an extra face sitting down in here. I'm going to get rid of that. I got some extra points in here now. We'll dissolve those out. Can I just dissolve you guys? These need to be sitting right at 0. Likewise, I got a little bit of gunk at the top up here I got to clean up. Actually, can I just, if I just dissolve you guys? Nope, that just went horribly wrong. Let's do this in baby steps. So I'm going to dissolve that. Nope, that doesn't go away. So I have to delete this face here. Then I can dissolve these. Then I can straighten this up and put it back to 0. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, this, did I make that a little bit thicker? I think I did. Maybe just a hair thicker. I'm going to bring you in. Am I looking at you from the front? I am. Okay. I'm going to bring you in a little bit. I'm going to connect these two. And then we got to build a bracket shape. This is going to come out to here, and then I can pull that up. And then, so this is kind of like I'm going to make that sort of an octagon. I think I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, okay. So actually, that's not real over there yet, is it? So I'd have to kind of just extrude you, move you to the center, bring these around, extrude them, pull you down like that, flatten you out. Okay, these are all going to pull out, but I'm going to start with, so you're going to need to kind of line up with this. Maybe in here. I'm going to, because there's going to be a bevel in here, I think. All right. And then these get extruded again. Like so. These ones are just going to come out. Like, oops, you know what? Scale Y. They're going to end up coming out like that. I have a whole bunch of extra faces I'm getting in here when I do this, but that's okay. We'll clean these up. Okay, so extrude that down to about here. You guys come out to here. A little bit further. Maybe up a little bit. Extrude. Line you up about in here. Extrude. The E is vanishing on my keyboard. That's not helping things. All right, you're going to come into here. You're going to end up down here. You're going to come out to here. You're going to end up coming out like so. And then I'm going to just cap this off on the bottom. Oops. I didn't do an extrude on that, did I? There we go. You come back. And you're going to kind of like do that. So that's kind of roughly the handle. Now comes getting this into here. Actually, if I just gap that, can I just put a loop through there and a loop through there? And put that there. Get rid of these. And then connect this up to those. Is what I'm thinking. Maybe I could just do that. And then can I just walk you around? Yep. Okay, let's see how we're looking. We're getting there. We're going to add some curve into this. I'll just do that with a... Nope, that didn't go all the way around, did it? Why did you bevel funny? Something wrong. I've got weird... I probably have off My face orientations are screwed up on some of this stuff. That's what it is. Let's fix that. When I saw it not beveling right, that told me I probably had offset or weird face orientations. Let's recalculate outside. There we go. Now I should be able to grab that and do my bevel. And that's what I wanted to do. And then we're just going to add some extra. And that'll give me that kind of curve through there. I'm going to do the same thing down in here. I don't need as many steps. So I can kind of get a little curve on that. I'm going to put a little bit of a curve. That. This I'm going to fill in. Can I bevel? Actually, can I just... no, I can't. I don't want to do that. Does that make for a full face? And then put a bevel on the end of that, is what I'm thinking. I think for this, we just basically put a chamfer on it. No, you know what? I'm going to put a little. Oh, that went weird. You know what? It's probably... Let's try this. That's better. All right, that's looking good. Do I want to just manually bevel all of these? Did that go all the way around? Or did it go all the way to the top? I think so. What time is it? I got 20 minutes. I think I'll do that. Yo, Sacred Sage, how are you doing, buddy? We're making a tennis racket. We're starting a tennis outfit. I was working on an armored outfit earlier. All right, I think I'm gonna tweak these bevels a little bit down here to make them a little rounder. I'm alive. Control. I should have paid attention to what I beveled these. We're gonna do this again. I gotta back up here. Because what I want to do is when I bevel this, I want to pay attention to the number I'm using. So that I can repeat it. 0.002. We're going to say 2 millimeters on that so I can remember that. That's a nice easy number. Then when I do these, I want to be sure I match. I want to do that. And then I want to tweak the bevel on here a little bit. We're going to slide. And I'm probably going to try to add a little extra detail in here. But I want to maybe take through here and slide it out this way a little. Actually, let me see if I can do both sides at once. I'm going to hide my guide for a second. Where am I selected to? Up to here. I've got the wrong point down here, don't I? I choose you. And is that right? That's right. And then can I do... just pull those in. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to adjust these. And then I'm going to adjust these. God damn it. And then we're just going to maybe tweak you all. I don't know if I can GG all of these together. No, I can't. I got to do these one set at a time. Oh, I don't want you selected. I don't know. What did that? I'm going to put a number in here, 0.15. And then I can mirror this. 0.15. Something like that. I don't know. What if we put a... I think eventually we're going to drop a sub D on here, right? Because that's just the way we roll. You know what? That kind of looks like a good racket to start with. I got 15 minutes to string this racket. There's a couple of things. There's these little anchors in here. Right in here at the end of each string. I'm going to model those in. I'm going to model a groove in here, but I don't think I'm going to detail out the groove. And this we're going to set up. So I've done a little research. There are 16 this way and actually 19 this way, I think. So there's a string. Actually, no, it's 16 this way and 19 this way. That's right. How thick are tennis strings? Thickness of a tennis string. Tennis racket string. They are, but I want to... Here's the number I'm looking for, 1 millimeter to 1.3. We're going to say 1.2 millimeters on this. So if it's one of those things, if I can find a measurement for it, it makes it look more real. So that's what we're doing. So the trick is, I'm going to set this grid up. Mine's going to look neater than this, but I'm going to set up a plane and we're just going to put a bunch of lines in it. Then I'm going to use those as guides for lining up a cylinder. And my plane is going to run from this corner to here to here. And I have to clean it up. And there's like, what did I say? 19 this way and 16 this way. 16. Anyhow, we can set this up. Let's do Shift A, mesh, plane. So the idea is I'm just going to chop this up a few times until we have more than 16, and then we'll clean it up from there. So you're going to do that. So we now have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That 16, and this is going to be 17, 18, 19, and then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. You can't see it right now, but actually, you know what? Here, we're going to do stupid. No, I'm going to just, you know what? We'll just work this in wireframe. A, R, X, 90. Let's look at this from the front and let's scale you down. And I'm just going to move this here. The thing is, I want to also get the way the strings interweave. We're going to set that up as well. So I'm going to kind of, that's pretty close, up and down. So there we go. There's my string guide. Now we're just going to make some cylinders. We're going to do 2 cylinders for up and down, and then we can just dupe those over. So 1 cylinder. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to push you. So I'm going to put away for right now. I'm just going to put back here as a guide. And then we're just going to do Shift A, mesh, cylinder. So we've got way too much detail in here. I think if I say 8, not 80. This is probably, you know what, I'm going to say 4. We're going to say 6. I'm going to get up, cook dinner, catch you later. All right, catch you later, Charles. What's everyone's thought on 6? I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm a slug. I'm going to do 6 on this. On DAS 6. Yeah. DAS 6. I haven't worked on it yet. My radius is 0.0005. Actually, my radius is going to be 0.00065. Been messing with some minor bugs, but better than you thought. Nothing system breaking yet. Scale on the Z. I can't even see what I'm doing here. Tab A, scale. So I'm going to set that like that. G, C, and then I'm going to dupe that, and actually I'm going to not do that. I'm going to tab out, make a copy, RY90. All right, I'm going to line you up like so. Nope, report. So am I good? All right, let's put some cuts in here so we can get these all lined up. So I'm going to line that up on that edge there. I'm going to line you up over here. I'm going to do this. So I think I need to do 14 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 14. So those are now lining up on those. I'm going to put a little bit of a bevel on each of these, and then we can offset is what we're going to do. And I've got everything selected, which I don't want. But here we're going to do, no, Shift G. Did I? And then we'll switch over to, and we're in X-ray. And I can just grab all of these. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to put a bevel on those, just like that. So this is going to be the part that goes over the other string. And then we're just going to select every other one and offset them just a little bit. So kind of like this. At least that's the plan. So those are good. I'm going to look at this from the top. Oh, I'm not exactly zeroed on here. Dang it. I'm going to tab out for a second. Where are you located at? I'm going to set origin to geometry. Set you to 0. There we go. Reason I wanted to do that is when I do this, I want to just put that just so it comes past this line right here. Actually, not quite. And then what we're going to do is then we pop back in and we select every other one on the other side. You know what? I'm going to hide some stuff in here. It's just easier to... I think it might be easier, you know, there we go. That's easier. And then we just want these to come over here. Yeah. Then I just want to duplicate this and rotate it. Our X 180. So that's the alternate string. And you're going to line up right there. And you're going to line up right here. And now I just got to do this for the other ones that are going to interweave into that. So the idea is, are you? No, we're gonna join you two together. And tab in and select all and Shift D. And line you up like that. And Control A and Shift D. And line you all up like so. Probably good. Okay, I need 2 more on the top, so Control L and Shift D. And we're good. We need to make sure that I think this is good. Okay, now I want an even number. You know what? This is an even number. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yo, Outernet, how are you doing? I'm going to Shift D those. I'm making a tennis racket. I'm going to line you up in here. You know what? I think I put that on there. Yeah, I had that pretty well lined up. Okay. I've got one too many now, so we're just going to delete this last one on the bottom. All right, so those are the strings going that way. Now we're going to do the strings going up and down. So I'm going to do the kind of what we did with this, only with this one. Clinging on tightly. A tennis racket. Yes, a tennis racket. We're stringing a tennis racket. I have the frame set up. We're working on the strings. We have accurately. Gonna head out, friends. All right, catch you later, Willie. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. I'm going to finish setting up these strings and then we're going to call it a day. I'm in edit mode. I need to hide this. No, I don't need to hide that. I need to hide this. And I need to set this up. I'm going to do. I'm in edit mode. Let's do this. I don't think. Oh, there it is. There. G. Z. So I'm going to put. It's hard to see, but I'm lining these up here. Then I need to do another one down here. There it is. I see it. I see it. Like that. Yay. All right. This is 19 and we've got 2. So if I do this, and so this is 3, so I need this to say 17. There we go. We're good to go. Okay, now we need to do our little bit of bevel on here. I can't see what I'm doing. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, grab that. And we're doing, no, I'm grabbing all of them. Never mind. No, I'm not. I'm not grabbing all of them. I need to do the edges. And you know what? I'm going to bring those in so I can kind of see where they are. Because I want these to line up with those. There's a little bit of errors in here. But that one's fine. Hey, that's cool. Groovy, baby. All right. Nope, we're not done yet. Still going. I should have just counted numbers while I was doing this. There are like 19 of these. I think I'm at the top. Yeah, okay. So now we're just going to grab every other one. No, we're going to grab them all. I'm going to bevel these. And then we're going to move them. So come in here, bevel, just like that. Now I just want to get every other one. And we're going to shift these, and then we grab the other ones and shift them the other way. So we're stringing a racket is what we're doing. I'm getting these strings to be interlaced. And then when we do that, finish that, we call it a day. We're going to look for somebody to raid. All right. I have to come in here because I have to figure out. Oh no, I'm not lined up. I'm going to move these that way and then move this over here. So I want to move these kind of this way. I think I want to move these just like that. And I'm just putting that over past the center line. And then what I want to do, and then I want that to kind of line up with that there. So one goes one way, one goes the other. Now I just have to every other one on the other side. Nope, I'm in the wrong thing. Edit mode, there we go. No. Edit mode 2. Hey, why is that not beveled? Did I not bevel you? Did I only bevel every other one? What the hell? I may have only beveled every other one. That's fine. We can... No, I didn't bevel that one. That's what my problem is. Oh, take care, Sage. We will catch you later, buddy. Control B. There we go. You are now beveled. And then every other one. And these need to go a little bit over that away. Just like that. And then they should just wrap. And then what I'm going to do is duplicate you. GX, put you over there. RZ180. Uh-oh. GX. You're going to line up like that. It should be good. Oh, I'm in object mode again. That's good. Okay. Shift D. Shift D. And then I need 3 more. I heard a noise. Why did I hear a noise? Yo, Tesno Pesno just subscribed. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Was that a Outernet gift to Tesno Pesno? Thank you for that, Outernet. I appreciate that, man. Control L. I'm in the wrong program. That's I'm over here. I missed. Control L. Shift D. Line these up with those. All right. We're halfway there. Living on a pear. Control L, Shift D, line that up over there, and Control L, Shift D, line those up over here, and I just need one more, I think. I think this one right here, Control L, Shift D. I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how this is looking, and then we're going to call it a day. So these ends need to be adjusted. So we know that. So that's how the racket's looking. So we have to just pull all of these strings in so that they line up better in here. But I think we've got our in and outs going nicely. Let's take a look at how our... Yeah, that's kind of lining up with the reference image. Let's turn the reference image off. Let's come into here. Let's tab out. Let's hide the plane. So this is kind of where we are. I'm going to zoom in and see how my... And they kind of go in and out from each other, so that kind of works. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate the gift sub to Tesno Pesno. Okay, so what I have left to do is I have to add these little anchor things on here. I got to put a groove on here, but we're going to call it here for the day. So we have our tennis racket in progress. Making good progress on it. It's looking like a tennis racket. So thank you for that. Let's find somebody to raid. It's Saturday. Maybe Taddy's on. Or yeah, it's Taddy Bidet these days. That's right. Where did my Twitch go? Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, feel free to stick around. We're going to go raid somebody. Somebody cool. Because we only know the coolest cats here. So I'm scrolling down to the bottom of my follow list and working my way back up. Sean Collins' art is on. Taddy Bidet is on. He's playing Paper Mario. And Commander Biscuits is doing art, it looks like. I'll probably just go hang out with Taddy, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to just double check and make sure there isn't somebody else that I'm thinking going, oh no, I really need to rate this person. Strange Lemon. You know what? Let's go hang out with Strange Lemon. She's a crafter. So we'll do that. Strange Lemon art. We're going to go say hi to her. What is she doing today? Making custom Miniverse sneakers. That's what we're looking at. Thank you all for being here. We will be back tonight at 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. So feel free to join us then. I still haven't fixed my Discord command. Also, I sell stuff at Daz. Feel free to buy. And let's do this. We have raid calls. If you could stick around for the raid, that would be awesome. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to use that. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. There we go. And let's do this. / raid. Strange Lemon art. Control C, Control V, and hit that. All right, thank you all for being here. If I don't see you tonight, I will be back Monday, 2 p.m. And I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And did I do the raid? I think I did. Anyhow, I did do the raid. We got 5 viewers. All right, thank you all for being here. Hasta la vista, baby.